Hey world, it's Tobo. It is August the 27th of 2015, and welcome back to the party. Ladies and gentlemen, the insanity that is PAX Prime has begun, and a lot of good people are out of town. I know Warning Track's not around, Kaylee's not around, lots of folks, Wodar, I think even Spirit, was it? There were a bunch of people who are going down this year. A whole heck of a lot of Spy Party folks are actually going to be in PAX this week. So if you want updates on that, look at, I think Crazy Kaylee is going to be doing a lot of stuff on Twitter about PAX, I think. If you look on the Spy Party Fans channel, I'm pretty sure Warning Track is going to be doing some long-formier writing on that. Very exciting stuff. So we will, of course, get to play with all of that stuff after PAX is done when Checker puts up the official build, but that also means that there's a little bit of a hiatus on the Summer Cup because so many of the Spy Party folks are out of town, and I think all of the remaining 4 people in the championship bracket are at PAX. I think that's correct. If not, at least 3 of them are. So we won't be having any more Summer Cup games till we get back. So that being said, I'm going to be casting Bloom versus Wodar, which I did not get to cast live because it was at frickin' 3 in the morning here. Hey Wodar! It's good to see you in the chat, my friend. How are you? Are you in, where is it, Seattle? Are you at PAX yet? Are you there? Because that's exciting. But yeah. So, we're going to be casting the good Sir Wodar versus the good Sir Bloom in their quarterfinal match. Happened about 5 days ago, I think. Apparently, it's a really good set. I haven't seen it yet. So, lots of you guys probably, well, I know Wodar does, lots of you guys probably know how it turns out. Just try to keep the spoilers to a minimum. And we are going to get into this. Now, if you will recall, the format for the championship bracket in the Summer Cup is 2 games on Ballroom, any 4 of 8. Okay, let me go on a bit of a tangent. One of the reasons I really like the Summer Cup is that they tweak the game types a lot and don't do what is necessarily competitively standard. Throw a few curveballs. Wodar is in California waiting for your flight. Well, I wish you the very best of luck and enjoy your time at PAX, my friend. So yeah, we've got Ballroom any 4 of 8 to start things off, which is, I believe, normally played on any 4 of 7, so that's a little bit nice. Nice for the Spy, I mean. Balcony, any 2 of 3. Can't really mess with Balcony too much. It's basically fixed as it is. Courtyard 2, any 4 of 6. Normally any 4 of 7. So Courtyard 2 is going to be a very difficult map for the Spy. High Rise, any 3 of 5. That is considered competitively standard. But people generally play on 4 of 7, 4 of 8 on New High Rise. So with the soft Tellier game type being played, it caters to a very different skill set. It's quite interesting to watch. And then Pub, any 4 of 7 is fine because we don't really have a competitive standard on Pub yet. It's still that new of a map. But post-PAX, Ballroom will be pretty, but it's not yet. And that is okay. We're going to get into this either way, starting with Wodar on the Spy roll to get this underway, Bloom on the Sniper, in any 4 of 8 Ballroom. And ladies and gentlemen, away we go. Immediately! immediately gets highlit for the bug coming across off the top. But, like, honestly, I don't know how big of a highlight that is. He could be in a pretty good position, just caught for a weird path. He could be basically dead already, and Bloom's just waiting for confirmation. It's very difficult to say, but he is on 34% of the flirt. So he's in a very good position mission-wise. I'm going to have a look at Bloom's cam here to see what he's doing. He does seem to be watching a fair few things pretty closely. So, hello, Kilroy, how are you? So, I don't think Bloom is astoundingly confident on the bug. But either way, Wodar is taking it slow after the bug. He knows he's a suspect at this point and is willing to take a little bit of time to hopefully throw off some of that heat. A bit of an unfortunate collision with the seduction target there, but nothing too bad as of yet. Microfilm is available, but it's a map where this is a map where any sort of microfilmage very seldom actually happens. Does take the blue book out though, so we'll see if he decides to set it in the other case or bring it back where he belongs. Actually reading right out the windows there. That is not the kind of thing you usually see a spy do, which is interesting. The book does wind up getting marked as blue. Steps into conversation, looking for another flirt here. Up to 84% on that on the green test, so that's looking pretty good. Minute and 30 left to play. He's going to need to motor if he wants to get his missions done here, but Wodar, I think, is mainly concerned at this point with just not getting shot for the bug. Minute and 15, going to set that book back where it belongs. Third person at bookcase, but yeah, I think it's okay because he is returning it. Bloom is obviously incredibly suspicious of Wodar, but I don't think Wodar has done anything to warrant bullets yet. There's the flirt coming off. That's getting done, but there's only a minute and 50 left to play. Looks like it's going to have to be a purloin, and it is, in fact, a purloin. There's a white test as well. I don't think Bloom's got eyes on it yet. He doesn't even seem to be looking, so... Oh, maybe he did see it. Maybe he did get a look at the list, but doesn't quite know who's done it. And suddenly Wodar's got a chance to pull this out here. It was looking really bad for him early on with the first hardtail, but a second hardtail has actually managed to put him in a decent position here. Stepping into side statue, going for the 3 hardtail play, I think. There's the white swap. It comes out to the side. Bloom's not in position to see it. Now he does, I think. Is the shot going to come off? He holds it up. Bloom sees it. 1 second. Does get the shot off. That was so much more dramatic than it had to be. Holy crap. Holy crap. That should not have been so dramatic. My God. All right. So... Bloom goes up 1-0 in the first game. Good God. That was one heck of a game won. My goodness. I'm actually going to jump back in here and have a look at what that bug looked like from Bloom's perspective. Game starts here. That was actually pretty clean. Little swing of the arm coming in right... there. That's basically the only moment you see it. But since he was in the process of zooming when it happened, I don't think there was very much on it. Now, I have to remind myself to toggle casting mode until that gets fixed. But we're in there, and we're ready to go. Bloom's getting onto the spiral here in ballroom, any 4 of 8. Wodar on the sniper side. And let's see if Wodar can answer back on the sniper roll to keep things tied up in the ballroom. God, last game was insane. So, Bloom playing things very standard off the opening, picking up a 34% flirt off the top. not giving Wodar any sort of ideas yet, although Wodar is pretty highlight happy off the top, so he's going to have to thin that out pretty quickly, I think. Elsewise, he's just going to get flooded with highlights, and that's never a good position to be in as a sniper, so Wodar, I think, has already started working on that a little bit. Bloom actually playing pretty slow off the top here. Has done that initial flirt for 34% and basically nothing else. Actually innocently takes a drink as well, which is going to slow him down a bit. Oh, never mind. That was actually a fingerprintable drink. My bad. So with 83% on that green test timer flirt, as second target steps back into conversation with him, as well as that first fingerprint, Bloom is stacking up for a hardtail 3 game here. After Wodar went for the 3 hardtail on ballroom game, which almost worked, Bloom is going to go for one that's completely hardtail free, it looks like. So he should be able to finish up the flirt right here and now. He does indeed get that done. Minute and 45 left on the clock is not a ton, though. So he's got to keep an eye open for the briefcase. Got to keep an eye open just on the Ambassador in general. Although Ambassador does go into the blue bookcase, so that can be very nice. Good opportunity for the banana bread as well. Does wind up taking it. It is a white test, which is a little bit unfortunate, but a couple of people wound up leaving conversation at a bad time. Gets highlight for the white BB. Isn't that interesting? But you should be able to slip into blue bookcase here for fingerprint. Looks like he's doing exactly that. He is highlight at this point, but he is on track for a 0 hardtail game. Gets the easy fingerprint on the blue bookcase, and now all he has to do is step into center statues, and if he doesn't get shot for it, Bloom's got himself a game here. So Wodar is going to have to take a pretty impressive shot if he's going to pull this one out. Yeah, Bloom going right over the center statues on the other side, and it doesn't look like Wodar's willing to take the shot. It's right there. Is he going to take the shot for it? He does indeed! My God, I am impressed by that. I think the only thing that went wrong for Bloom there was the BB, to be honest. He gave up just because of all the people who left conversation between the BB being activated, I guess, and actually coming off. Wound up giving Wodar a lot more information than he would have liked, but I still didn't think, even with that Wodar was going to be able to get that shot off. Very impressive play from Wodar to get that done, and I think he's playing pretty well so far. It is a 1-1 scoreline. Let's see what happens on the balcony. And just for Wodar, I'm not going to cast this at 2x speed, because Wodar really likes this map. Wodar is, in fact, on the spiral here, Bloom on the sniper, and Wodar is able to pick up a pretty nice 34% flirt there. So, we'll see how this goes. BB coming off relatively quickly. It does wind up happening just as Blondo exits conversation, so I think that's low light worthy for Blondo. And the shot comes off! I'm not sure why that happened, but I'm actually going to run through this game again real quick just to see what's going on here. Let's watch Plaid Jacket. I'm on 2x speed here. He comes in. Oh, it's that path around the back. Looks like he might have been able to pick up a bug as he came through there, and then when the BB came off, Bloom felt like he had to have a go at it, and it just wasn't the right play. Well, I guess whether or not it was the right play or not is arguable, but it wasn't the spy, is what I'm trying to say. So Bloom, not in the best position here, has to find a win on the spiral to keep things tied up, but at the same time, Bloom is on balcony, so that's a pretty good place to find spy wins. By the way, if things start getting jittery, my internet has been acting up a little bit as of late, so just bear with it. The internet will sort itself out, I promise. We haven't dropped too many frames so far, so it looks like we should be alright for the most part, but we shall see. Bloom on the spiral, looking to keep things tied up. Wodar on the snipe. I'm still on 2x speed. Don't worry, I fixed it. So Wodar getting some highlights for the early talkers. Bloom gets highlight for, I think, an overly long window visit, maybe? I don't know. Goes window to window off the top. That's something a lot of people would actually lowlight for on this map. But Wodar keeping on that highlight. And Bloom goes back to the window again, not able to get the flirt he was looking for off the top there. And immediately, this is not looking good for Bloom. Weird path on the seduction target there. I don't know why Bloom got highlight. I really don't, but it's certainly working for Wodar, whatever this plan is. At this point, Bloom is basically all in on finding a bug, because with a minute gone and no flirts yet, there's really not much he can do to get that done in time. Am I read for some Great Balcony? I'm pretty sure that was a typo, but yes, I am ready. Here he goes correcting himself. Alright, cool. So, BB does in fact come off. Does hit a green test for 51, so he might be able to, if the seduction target steps off to the window or something and he can get a fallout, he might be able to find the 2 flirt here. Actually does wind up stepping away. 20 seconds left to play. This is not looking good for Bloom considering the highlight, but we'll see if he can find a way to pull it off here. Comes back in with that drink, so had the path around the back, but does not hit the green test. Shot comes off anyways, and I really don't know what Wodar saw that made Bloom so suspicious. It looked like he was playing a really good game early on, wound up with 3 early window visits, but still got highlight somehow and kept that through the entire game. Wodar able to go up 3-1 on that, and I'm really not sure how, but it definitely happened. So, we'll see if Bloom can start making a comeback on Courtyard 2. Any 4 of 6, not the best map to try to stage a comeback on, especially with 1 less mission to play with. But Wodar is going to step in here with no seduce on the table, so we'll see if Bloom can take advantage of this on the sniper roll. Wodar with a fairly slow start to the game, no statue shenanigans, no flirts early on, no time ads either, just a couple of innocent watch checks. Wodar saying he shot him because he was the spy. That is generally the point of the game, but if people were omniscient, then it wouldn't be much of a fun game to play. Wodar with a very unusual start to this game. He set himself up for an in-convo bug. Might have been able to get one off under the cover of Toby, but that's a very difficult thing to anticipate. And the ambassador does wind up stepping away. Wodar playing this very slowly. Is able to pick up a fingerprint here off the briefcase, though, so that's a start, if nothing else. Oh, apparently finds a fingerprint on his drink as well. I missed that one. Oh, yeah. I forgot Wodar pulled Seduce off. That is a very unusual thing to happen, and Bloom actually winds up lowlighting Wodar here. Oh, man. I think probably for inactivity, which is a very understandable thing to do. Actually, DA bails on him off the BB, so it doesn't wind up coming off at all because he wound up alone in conversation. Some bad pathing coming into that conversation, but because he's low lit, it didn't wind up getting caught. BB does wind up coming off. It wasn't a bad one either. Another BB comes off. This one was fake. What the duck? Not really sure what the plan was there, but it wound up happening. 50 seconds left to play. Wodar needs 2 missions. Not the best position. I think the best thing Bloom can do right now is be patient. Oh, actually pulls Wodar up from low light to highlight on the end there. That could be enormous. What a play from Bloom on the sniper side. Wodar does go for the swap. Is Bloom able to catch it in time? He gets a look at the statue. Just should be coming off. He does get it, and Bloom coming back from nothing on the sniper side of any 4 of 6 Courtyard 2. What a play. Oh my goodness. That was a thing of beauty. And I'm going to actually have another look at this. Look at Wodar here to see what he could have done to earn that highlight. I don't know. That looked like a pretty good entry there. Maybe, I'm not sure what earned the highlight, but Bloom, the pathing looked decent. He did wind up, like, clipping into the statue a bit, but it honestly didn't look that bad. At least from where I was sitting. So Bloom going huge on the sniper roll and actually has given himself a chance to tie things up here on Courtyard, but it's going to take a spy win to do it. And that is not an easy thing to ask for on this map, on this game type. Let's see if he can do it. Bloom on the spy roll, Wodar on the sniper. And away we go. Wodar says purely for going to statues after BB. That is an insane play from Bloom. There are very, very few snipers in the entirety of Spy Party who would have the wherewithal to do something like that on the sniper side. Incredible play. And Bloom, pulling off Purloin, a much more standard play on this map. Taking things slow off the top. Ooh, weird path coming in. Actually gets low lit for the bug. Oh my goodness. He knew Wodar was looking, so he ducked in a little bit there. It was a weird bounce, but it did wind up hiding the arm completely inside the Ambassador. And instead of taking a bullet for it like he would if he pathed straight through like you normally would on a bug in that position, actually winds up with a low lit. What an incredible play. I think most people would have gotten highlight there just for the weird pathing thing that happened, but Wodar apparently decided it looked AI-like enough that the low lit was going to come off for it. Bloom actually able to find the BB as well as 51% on the flirt. Bloom in fantastic position in this game so far. Holy mackerel. When Wodar said this was a good set, I didn't think it would be this good, but this is fantastic. Bloom able to pick up the 2 flirt here with the second green test, and with 1:15 just needs one more mission to finish it up, and it could even be a statue visit. And that's what it's going to be, just inspecting for the win. My goodness, what a game from Bloom. Managed his time pretty much perfectly there. Some people might say that it was a little bit aggressive after what happened on the bug, but maybe he was able to read that he was low lit or Wodar wasn't on him, but dang, did Bloom ever play that well. With the 2 flirt as well, I mean, there's really not much Wodar's going to be able to do about that other than find that bug. And the bug was, like, the arm was completely invisible. The path was the only thing that could have given it away. And low lighting for that wasn't necessarily that bad a play, because that is not the sort of path that humans are likely to take. So, Bloom is able to tie it up 3-3 on Courtyard 2 as we step into High Rise. Bloom stepping into the Spiral on any 3 of 5. The missions are going to be Bug, Swap, Purloin, Seduce, and Fingerprint. So, committing to a hardtail right off the bat. Thanks for the host, Marakai. It's good to see you. And Wodar has made sure to put himself in a little bit of an awkward position before the game even starts. Let's see how he's able to play this, and if Bloom is able to catch him out on one of these hardtails. Weird path in front of the Ambassador there. Actually can be quite a solid play because it's not the kind of thing a human would usually do. Didn't net him any gain there. What was going to be a very suboptimal flirt wound up being no flirt at all, as seduction target winds up bailing on him. So might actually wind up working out for the best as he's able to give chase and pick up a 51 on the green. So that may have actually wound up benefiting Wodar far more than it did hurt him. Because if he wouldn't have been able to do that otherwise just because of the timer. But keep in mind that because of the mission set he's picked, with no inspect and no contact, he is going to have to find a hardtail somewhere in this game if he's going to pull this off. Playing very slowly, which is something you can very much afford to do on this game type. Going for a difficult fingerprint here. Does he hit it? He does not. Wait, action test ignored? That's a hard fingerprint. What are you doing, Wodar? You can't ignore that. That was an intentional red test to move her. My bad. I thought she just bailed. So that was actually an awesome play for Wodar. Alright, picking up a second flirt up to 85% here and winds up taking a highlight for his troubles. He's one of 2 at this point, I believe. Which is not a good position to be in considering that he still has to find a hardtail. Bloom can afford to be patient because I think he can be fairly confident that no one was able to bug as of yet, but I'm not sure about that. He can be sure that there was no purloin. He can be sure that there was no swap. Wodar stepping off to the side here, burning a little bit of time. Wodar's going to need to find something pretty big, and he actually is going to the secluded statues. The statue that is most commonly swapped does find a green test on it, so that could be huge. But he still needs to find something else. Oh, able to get a bug as he comes through. Double walking bug. That is a very difficult thing to pull off. And with the seduce there, game is pretty much over for Wodar. Mission win is pending at this point. Bloom just has to make sure he catches this swap. And because of the ambassador there, that could be a very, very difficult thing to do. There's the swap coming off right here, I think. Yeah, there it is indeed. And the shot comes off on the wrong man because of how long it took for that swap, to come off. And Wodar with 2 hardtails on any 3 of 5 high rise managed to come away with a win. The AI was very kind to him that game. Mainly just the ambassador at the end there, delaying that green swap for such a long time. When the ambassador picks one up, picks up the green swapped statue, it can be so hard to keep track of who was there beforehand. And with the ambassador able to line himself up for that double walking bug, that definitely did take a lot of execution. That's a very rare thing to even get a shot at. So Wodar coming away a little bit fortunate on that one as Bloom steps into the spiral. Once again, he's in the position where he has to take a win as spy to keep things tied up, which is just not a position you want to be in. But Bloom is getting ready to do just that as he steps in to the spy roll with Papa Danger, Wodar on the sniper roll. Let's see how this goes. Winds up not going for that early bug, which is a very reasonable thing to do. Gets highlight for the bookcase flirt. That is something you don't see very often. Nice play from Wodar coming out there. But that can be the kind of play you have to make on any 3 of 5. As far as the missions go, Bloom has pulled off both the statue missions as well as microfilm. So it's going to be Bug, Contact, Flirt, Purloin, and Fingerprint. Speaking of Fingerprint, he's able to pick one up right here. Hello, Broadway Goals. It's good to see you, my friend. Stepping back in to pick up another Flirt here. Is able to hit a green test on that, up to 85%. So one more Flirt from literally anywhere will finish that up. Goes through the green Purloin and gets it as well. So that could be just what he needs to throw Wodar off the scent. BB comes off, but so does the shot. A nice play from Wodar coming off of that early bookcase Flirt that somehow Wodar was able to catch him on. And suddenly Bloom needs to pick up both of these next games to tie up this set and bring it to overtime. Let's see if he can manage to do it, starting things off on the sniper roll of any 4 of 7 pub. Now keep in mind, pub is still a very new map. People haven't quite figured it out yet. But Wodar has himself a bit of a comfortable cushion. All he needs to do is split the set to come away with the game. If he can find a spy win on this, that's the game right then and there. Let's see if he can do that as he steps into the spy roll here with Bloom on the sniper. Bloom fighting for his life. Wodar goes for the early bug coming through the doorway. Does not get it off, but doesn't get caught on it either. Does wind up getting highlight though, so that is interesting in and of itself. I do apologize if I'm dropping some frames. Internet is being a little bit odd. He's able to pick up a second Flirt already, so up to 85% with a green and a white, both close. And Wodar's off to a pretty fast start, but he does have that highlight to worry about. Stepping in to the bar here to pick up a drink. Looks like he's gonna have to wait a bit for it. And with Toby having been as busy as he is, if Wodar can keep in mind who got what from where, and where they are now, he might be able to get a really solid delegate off here. And he is going to finish up his Flirt right here, or at least he should. He does indeed wind up getting that off. Good time to go for that delegate, though. I don't know if he's in position. He does wind up delegating to... I think people have been calling him Andrew Ryan there. We'll see if Bloom is able to catch him on this. I think he's been playing this pretty well, though. Is coming around. Looks like he's going to go for the inspect. Possibly going to pull a swap off as well, but the shot comes off. And Bloom has put himself in the position he needs to be in to bring himself into overtime. It's going to come down to one last game. If Wodar wins this, he takes home the game and continues on to the semifinals of the Spy Party Summer Cup. If Bloom can take this game on the spy roll, then we're going into overtime. And the way overtime works, for those of you who don't know, it's quite interesting. I really like it. There are 3 maps available for it. Modern, any 2 of 3. Balcony, any 2 of 3. And High Rise, any 3 of 5. One player, I believe it's the player with the lower seed, but I'm not sure, bans one of those two game types, and the other player will pick from the remaining two. If it's still tied after 2 games there, then they switch roles. The other person bans one, and the other player picks from the remaining 2 until they come up with a winner. But Bloom still needs to find a win here to get that far. Let's see if he's able to do that. For all the marbles, as Wodar says, Bloom on the spiral for overtime. Wodar on the sniper for the win. And immediately, Bloom takes a highlight for winding up at that window. Unfortunate start for Bloom. Lots of people inside. Fair bit of activity in and around the bar. Well, I guess at and around the bar. And Bloom actually playing this very slowly, interestingly enough. I'm not sure what the play is, but he hasn't gotten anything done so far. Wodar with another very fortunate early highlight. Wodar is really just playing these windows. Taking a lot of time off the top of the game. I don't know what the play is here. He does wind up getting low lit, so might pay off for him as he steps into the bar there. He still has to find a win on this game. Goes for the delegate. Not able to get it off as of yet. And this doesn't look like a position where he's going to be able to make use of that delegate no matter how much he wants to. I think going to the far conversation there for it is just too risky to play. And I think at this point, Bloom, having gotten nothing done yet on the missions, might just be all in on trying to frame somebody. We shall see. Yeah, he's absolutely all in on trying to frame. He's not even flirting when he has the opportunity for it. So he is going to go for the frame on this. Actually does re-talks for the flirt. Finds 51% on the green test there, but it's going to be too little too late. You just can't find 3 missions that quickly unless you can pull off a miracle inspect swap at the end or something like that. But even then, basically what he would need is a 2 flirt, a bug, and an inspect swap at this point. I just don't think that's going to happen. He's basically all in on Wodar taking the shot at this point, and it might wind up happening, especially with Wheels having gone for that inspect there. Bloom is going in for the statue. I don't know why he's doing this. He knows he's not going to be able to get his missions done. Goes for the white swap as well as the inspect. I don't know if I like that. Actually, I really do like that play. He's making it look like he was a green test victim. Does the shot wind up coming off? Wodar sees that the statue's been swapped. Is he really not going to take this shot? That looked like the play Bloom had to make. Goes for the bug, doesn't get it. Goes for the time ad, doesn't get that either. And ladies and gentlemen, it's gonna be Wodar coming out for the victory. 6-4. And that wound up only taking 40 minutes. So I'm actually going to stay in here, I think. Keep the stream alive, maybe play a little bit of Necrodancer. But as far as Spy Party goes, that is going to be it for the time being. Stay tuned, because I am going to stay around. But for those on the archives, until next time, this is Toboshi, signing off. Once again, I'll be back in just a moment. I'm just gonna throw some music on when I go to the washroom real quick.